إنا جعلنا ما على الأرض زينة لها لنبلوهم أيهم أحسن عملا وإنا لجاعلون ما عليها صعيدا جرزا أم حسبت أن أصحاب الكهف والرقيم كانوا من آياتنا عجبا إذ أوى الفتية إلى الكهف فقالوا ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا فضربنا على آذانهم في الكهف سنين عددا ثم بعثناهم لنعلم أي الحزبين أحصى لما لبثوا أمدا صدق الله العظيم.
ما شاء الله. How is Naeem did is using Tayyiba Masjid? MashaAllah. Jazakallah. He's a student in the first year of BUL. MashaAllah. Beautiful tajweed recitation. May Allah give barakah in his recitation, in his hifz. May Allah preserve the Quran in his heart for as long as he lives. Now we will have a nazam by Muhammad Taylor. Can Muhammad Taylor come forward, please? MashaAllah. Jazakallah to all of you who are coming down. We have a special mystery guest, Qari Adil Sahab as well. Inshallah, he will recite some Quran for us as well afterwards, inshallah.
मैं तो उम्मती हूँ शाही उमम कर दे मेरे आका बनज़र करम मैं तो उम्मती हूँ शाही उमम कर दे मेरे आका बनज़र करम मैं तो उम्मती हूँ शाही उमम कर दे मेरे आका बनज़र करम मैं तो बेसहारा हूँ दाम नबी है खाली नबियों के नबी तेरी शान है निराली मैं तो उम्मती हूँ शाहे उमम कर दे मेरे आका बनज़र करम गम के अंधेरों ने यूं घेरा हुआ है अब दुश्वार के जीना मेरा हुआ है बिगड़ी बना दो मेरी तैबा के वाली बिगड़ी बना दो मेरी तैबा के वाली नबियों के नबी तेरी शान है निराली मैं तो उम्मती हूँ शाहे उमम कर दे मेरे आका बनज़र करम मैं तो उम्मती हूँ शाहे उमम कर दे मेरे आका बनज़र करम जिसको बुलाया गया वही अर्श बरी है आपके सिवा ऐसा कोई नहीं है जिसकी नबात कोई रब ने भी ताली जिसकी नबात कोई रब ने भी ताली नबियों के नबी तेरी शान है निराली मैं तो उम्मती हूँ या शाहे उमम कर दे मेरे आका बनज़रे करम मैं तो उम्मती हूँ या शाहे उमम कर दे मेरे आका बनज़रे करम
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Jazakallah. MashaAllah. Jazakallah, Muhammad. Jazakallah. MashaAllah. Muhammad is also a student over here. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah. May Allah give barakah in his voice. You might remember the nazam he was reciting was, I think, the last nazam recited by Junaid Jamshed Rahmatullahi alayhi. His beautiful voice. And what he's trying to say is that I am your ummati, Ya Rasulullah, Shahi Umam. You are the Shah and the master of all the nations. You are the leader of all nations. So have Nazare Karam upon me, a glance of your grace. Please give us some of your attention, make dua for us. And we are surrounded by huzn and gham and the darknesses of sadness, and we need your attention, tawajjuh. Please give us a glance of your attention, tawajjuh. So this is how the nazam was progressing. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all the tawajjuh, attention of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, alhamdulillah, today's program is progressing. Just give you a brief outline. My duty is to give you a little bit of istiqbal and shukriya, reception and thank you. And then, inshallah, Dr. Mahmood Saab will address us for 15 minutes. And then we'll have Qari Adil Saab for Qiraat. And then we'll have a short khatm of Mishkah Sharif. So, and then after we'll try to finish by 2:30 inshallah. Then you can have lunch over here in this same ladies at the back. And then parents' evening inshallah. We will decide whether to pray Asr first or Asr later. But the parents who are here, you can meet their Satiza teachers and take some feedback. Also results will be announced because we had exams in December. So results will be announced as well and certificates will be given as well. So try and stay behind for as long as you can. And Jazakallah, thank you very much for coming. So thank you very much, Shukriya, for coming, Alhamdulillah. Just an outline of our journey. My son Maulana Safwan has named the Raheemi Academy. So the Raheemi Academy has been going on for the past 4 years, Alhamdulillah. We had 4 students who used to go to Zakaria Masjid, but for some reason they had to close down the Alim class. So my son said, Maulana, Abba, will you teach them? So they started coming to my house. I taught them, Alhamdulillah. They were nice students, studying hard. And progress. When Ramzan came, he said we should send a WhatsApp message. Maybe somebody else wants to study Alim class as well. We sent a WhatsApp message. And Alhamdulillah, we had 19 applications. So they came to my house and they said, Maulana Sahab, how long will it take to become Alim? Maybe 7-8 years. And what were you going to teach? I said, the same thing which we teach in Darul Uloom, but a little bit short. Where will you teach? I said, in my house, in my sitting room. But it's up to you. You can send your students if you don't have any place. But mashallah, they all said, no problem, we'll send our kids. So they start coming, during Ramzan, I thought we'll talk to our brothers in Tawfiq Masjid, see if they let us use their place. And mashallah, many thanks to them, they agree. Please move forward. So alhamdulillah, they agreed, classes started, and we progressed. At the moment, from 4 students, we have alhamdulillah 5 classes and a total of 70 students. We have a Deen for Teens class, we have Albi Awwal, Albi Dom, Albi Som, first, second and third years, and Mishkah Sharif. Alhamdulillah, Mishkah Sharif has come to a close and we'll be starting the Dora Kitabs inshallah. So we were using their place for the past 3-4 years. We were paying them helping them with the rent which they are paying. But then they said that we need some space, we have some projects, and you have to find your own space by December. So I said, by December, what short notice hai yaar. Ramzan tak rahne do. They said, all right, we'll see about Ramzan as well. Alhamdulillah, they've been very kind with us, and Alhamdulillah, they allowed us to use until now as well, Alhamdulillah. So we started looking at the time, and our friend Zahid Bhai, he came up with this place, and long story, cutting it short, we had seen other places as well, but this was very nice. He said, Musab, you won't get a better place than this in Bolton. So without looking, taking his word, we said, Bismillah, go ahead. And the asking price was just under 800,000 pounds. So where will he get money from? Inshallah, we'll do it, inshallah. Because we are, we don't do anything. Allah does everything. If Allah uses us for His deen, then that is enough for us. So Alhamdulillah, we did Bismillah. And then we started asking brothers for help. And Alhamdulillah, we managed to gather nearly 120,000 lillah. And the rest, Qarzi Hasana. So at the moment, we have Qarzi Hasana around about, I will say, 670,000. But Alhamdulillah, it's not immediate. We'll slowly pay it off. We'll ask you for your help as well. Help as much as you can to pay off this Qarzi Hasana. Some Qarzi Hasana we have to return in 6 months. Some we have to return in 2 years. And other we have to return in 5 years. So help out as much as you can. Jazakallah, thank you very much. This is how progress, Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah, the students are progressing well. We are happy. And Alhamdulillah, we need a little bit of some effort in punctuality. And inshallah, we have our new place. They will have their own classes now. Rather than in one hall, they will have their own classes. We hope that the behavior will improve as well. And the punctuality will improve as well. And we'll have many other, inshallah, projects over here as well. Maybe weekend tuition as well, inshallah. Tuition for Deen and Dunya. Alhamdulillah, we have Sheikh Mustafa who comes on Sunday and teaches Arabic. And we've created a mix from Arabic wal Dom song. Whoever is interested and knows what istidad, they can learn from Sheikh Mustafa. And Sheikh Mustafa has a unique way of teaching Arabic, and everybody is very happy with his teaching, alhamdulillah. So we've created that class as well. We will thinking of teaching a Qari class on the weekend as well. Maybe if there are some students like Hafiz Naeem who want to improve their Tajweed and Qari class, we can do that as well. And maybe we'll have calligraphy as well. I've asked Maulana Luqman if he can volunteer and teach our students some calligraphy. Some other, inshallah, will come up with ideas. So this is how the place will be utilized. And since we have many rooms, we're going to start maktab as well, inshallah, in the evening. So maktab classes, we had a neighbors community meeting this morning, alhamdulillah, and many brothers, sisters came and they were asking if they could send their children for maktab over here. We said, inshallah, we'll provide facility for Hafiz class as well and for maktab as well. So this is a little bit of background and of what's been going on and how we intend to progress. Inshallah, Maulana Mahmood Saab, I would like to thank him for taking his time out and coming. Inshallah, he will elaborate more. He's also one of the teachers as well. He volunteered and he taught on Fridays and Saturday mornings Jalalain Sharif, Tafseer to our final class students. And we have teachers, Maulana Surul Haq over here. He also taught Jalalain. Maulana Abdul Hafiz Saab, my brother, he was teaching Mishkat. And Alhamdulillah, in purchase of this place, many brothers helped. Many came. All this was in a bad state. We were painting and carpeting, furnishing. The boiler room was in a very terrible state. They had looted all the copper pipes and expensive circulation pumps and things like that, and we had to do all that work. Alhamdulillah, it took us a month or so to get everything in order. Alhamdulillah, we would like to thank all those who helped, especially my brother Rashid. He's been on it all the time, mashallah. He's more brilliant than me. So may Allah reward him and all the brothers who came, the Sayyid family from London who came to help as well, and all those who gave Qarzi Hasana, who gave Lillah, who helped us. We would like to thank all of them and thank all of you as well. And we would like to request you to keep making du'as that Allah helps this academy progress further, inshallah, and take the work of deen from us. Now I will invite Maulana Mahmood Saab to give us a short speech, inshallah.
الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا مباركا طيبا مباركا فيه مباركا عليه كما يحب ربنا ويرضى وصلى الله على النبي المصطفى المجتبى صلاة وسلام دائمين متلازمين إلى يوم الدين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أم حسبت أن أصحاب الكهف والرقيم كانوا من آياتنا عجبا وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم إن لله أهلين قالوا من هم يا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال هم أهل القرآن وخاصته عن أنس رضي الله تعالى عنه رواه المستدرك. Brothers, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hazrat Maulana has given you a brief background into the origins of this place. One of the issues that I feel that the younger generation particularly are unaware of, and it's not necessarily their fault, and is the history of Muslims, particularly in the UK, in this case Bolton. There are a few people sat here who are aware of the history of the Muslim community in Bolton and how these types of institutes and centers of learning come about. Each one has a very humble beginning. And it's quite a coincidence that on such an occasion I feel it's my obligation to mention Qutub al-Aqtab as a Shaykh Nawallahu Marqadahu and his beloved and most respectful student, my Shaykh Hazrat Maulana Yusuf Sahib. That Hazrat Sheikh's coming to the UK has today manifested in so many institutes. Bolton was, as Hafizah will know, was one of the main centers who had helped in the establishment of Darul Ulum Berry in Markaz, Dewsbury. People from Tayyiba Masjid, Zakaria Masjid helped out a lot. Today, alhamdulillah, those same institutes has produced graduates who are helping in the deen of Allah, in the way of Allah, and producing the next generation. So all those who invested their hard-earned money during the early days, gave their time, are reaping the rewards today. Many have gone to meet their Creator and passed away, no longer with us. Yet their ongoing charity, their sadaqah jariyah is ongoing. So when an institute is in its infant days, humble origins, that's perhaps the best time to get involved, engage, and invest for our futures. The surah that the Qari recited, Surah Kahf, of the 15th and 16th juz. One of the ayats that comes in Surah Kahf is Wakana Abuhuma Saliha. Surah Kahf, of course, is a surah from the Meccan period. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam received the surah in the 5th year of Nubuwwah, before the migration to Abyssinia, Habasha. In it there are many answers to many questions. And the surah has different guidance. One of the guidance is how to protect yourself from a time of fitna, problems, difficulty. The same faced an attack on their faith by these young men who hid in the cave. Following this is the example of Musa alayhi salam and Khidr alayhi salam. Story is well known. But the incident where the wall collapses, is about to collapse, should I say, and Musa alayhi salam witnesses Khidr alayhi salam straighten the wall again without any payment. And he inquires, why did you do this, from Khidr alayhi salam? Allama Qurtubi rahmatullah alayhi was a great Andalusian scholar. There were many great empires that Islam has had. And in a nutshell, if you want to remember Islamic history, remember the seesaw that you will all have either played on yourself or taken your grandchildren or your nephews and nieces. Up to the 16th century, Islam gave to the world. the world took of Islam. Islam created the Muslims, I should say, created the ideas, created the universities, created the centers, created how to live, how to govern, created currency flows, created markets. After the 16th century, it's the other way around. So the answers to some of how did we get here today to where we are in the Muslim condition, the answers are in history. This is why I mentioned earlier on, it's important to know history. The Quran even says, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ. Look at your Prophet's history, there is a good example. In Surah Yusuf, at the end, we have guidance that in their story is ibrah, instructive guidance. In the story of Bolton and how Islam as Muslims have come about to this stage today, there have been so many masjids, alhamdulillah, darul ulooms, different social centers. There is a history there. That history is in the minds and hearts of the senior generation. And if that is lost, we will never know how we got here. Just like in the 60s, this is known as the Great Reversal. That from 7th century to the 16th century, Muslims are leaders. And the 16th century, for the last 5 centuries, Muslims are not leaders. There's a history line there. So our main issue here today is, first of all, how did we get here? Qutb al-Aqtab was a Shaykh, Nawwarallahu marqadahu. I, when a student, Hazrat Maulana Aqdas Yusuf Sahib, and his vision to produce people like Maulana Abdul Rahim Sahib, Maulana Salim Torat Sahib, Mufti Abdul Samad Sahib, Mufti Shabbir Sahib, Hazrat Maulana Bilal Sahib, all these great names, Sheikh Riyadul Haq, Maulana Ahmad Ali Sahib, all these great names that we take for granted today. There's an effort behind this. There's a history behind this. There is their personal sacrifice behind this. And today, when it's so difficult sometimes to get caught up in what is going on in this world today, how do we make sense of it? The one thing that gave us values is the deen. Quran, Hadith, the companionship, the mentorship of our elders. These institutes provide this. Right from the history of Darul Uloom Deoband, from its foundation in 1866 until this present day, the Madaris have provided this stewardship, leadership, and a sense of values. And these graduates who go out from here take these values into societies. And nobody has ever said that as an alim you can't go and work in the mainstream society. The actual lesson is you do go and work in the mainstream society, but you take with you a set of values. And fundamental to those set of values is your personal relationship with your Creator. In today's world, with the distraction of values, I'll give you one example. This, which you all probably have, a smartphone. Yes? We call it smart because it's smarter than us. So every time we don't know anything, we turn to it. We type in Google. And then it's smart because it's got algorithms which traces your behavior. And the next time you go, it will send you adverts to shop on or whatever. It will distract you. It's based on distraction. If you read about it on Microsoft and the technology behind it, behind all of these things, it's distraction. The Quran says, "La tulhikum amwalukum wala awladukum an dhikrillah." Don't let your wealth and your children divert you, distract you from remembrance of Allah. If you think about it, as soon as you do salam in salat, what's the first thing you pick up? If you're in the masjid, you may not pick up your phone. If you're at home, the likelihood is you'll pick up your phone. If you wake up in the morning, the phone has been charging overnight perhaps, but the first thing you'll pick up is any text message come from India or Pakistan or the other places of the world that are already up before us. If today we are uneasy with our own company. If we sit at home by ourselves, what are we going to do? We pick this thing up. Our mashayikh taught us how to be comfortable with yourself. There wasn't this around. How to spend your own time, your privacy, to be comfortable with yourself. Because they taught us, if you're not happy here, you're not content here, you don't have sukoon and tuma'anina, peace of mind and tranquility, then there's not going to be here peace of mind. Your actions will not be a peace of mind. The world today is craving for that peace of mind because our relationship with our Creator has been cut. So where is that peace of mind going to come from? Because the rate of progress is so fast, technicians can't keep up with it. The people who are inventing this technology can't keep up with it. So how do we progress? Islam has always taught progress will happen. The Hadith tells us progress will happen. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, despite the Quran saying he is uneducated, الَّذِينَ يَتَّبِعُونَ الرَّسُولَ النَّبِيَّ الْأُمِّي, the 9th juz says. We are following a Nabi al-Ummi, a prophet who is Ummi, الَّذِي لَا يَقْرَأُ وَلَا يَكْتُبُ, who cannot read or write. Yet despite Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam not being able to read or write, he is able to give those words to mankind, which today ulama are still confused. How do you translate this? How do you interpret this? Whether it's in the field of business, whether it's the field of hygiene, whether it's in the field of marriage laws or whatever, values. He gave us values. And those are the values that anchor a human being. Because as your kids go to school, more and more people are turning to education from primary school, putting the pressure on the kids. And then they're going to secondary, there's more pressure. School, I was speaking to a parent just now before Zohar, and the pressure on the kids. Madrasas are forced to be adapt, allowing study leave for exam times. Give them extra classes at weekend, perhaps to compensate because they have to go to school so much. People have the money now to send to Bolton School, or they're getting places under funding schemes. So the pressure on the child is increasing. As this pressure comes, you have a good education, the likelihood is you're going to go to a university, better university, a red brick university, and perhaps even get a better job. Alhamdulillah. Because that's the place where da'wah is really done, where you interact with the wider community. That's the place where they learn about Islam. Islam spread in North Africa, not because somebody established a madrasa, but they did. 2 young females did in Tunisia. Islam spread in North Africa, in Malaysia, in Spain, a lot of other places, because the Muslims went there as traders. And they saw the honesty of the Muslim. They saw the way the Muslims behaved, how they dressed, how they punctual, how they turned to their Creator. That's why people became Muslims. Because the Muslims had a set of values that people wanted. They didn't turn to the Quran. They didn't say, I just want to be like him. Today, the be like him is not the Muslim. It's somebody else. If you take a poll straw of the young people sat here, who do you want to be? The likelihood is you will not get some Muslim name. So, madrasas teach us values. But those values mean nothing if it's not, that knowledge is not polished. Just like a new car, if the color has been resprayed and it's not been buffed, the shine is not there. Next time you sit to dinner and your mums or your wives will sprinkle Dana. Dania. Yeah, I have no idea what they call them in English. Sorry? Coriander. I'm not a cook, you see. Coriander. That sprinkling of coriander makes it more appealing. Yes, if you see French cuisine or Mughal cuisine, you think, what is this? But the way it's presented, it looks really nice. Now, that presentation of the Muslim, historically, of this is a seal approved product now, came under the care of the Buzrugs and Mashayikh. That once that knowledge was acquired, it wasn't just Google answering the question. That knowledge was passed heart to heart. And then there was a time where they spent under the care, the tutelage, mentoring of a sheikh. And that is what gave the shine. And today, those assemblies, those majalis of zikr, of fikr, of going to a buzruk, of going to a sheikh, this is what the young generation is missing. In my understanding. Alhamdulillah, I've been able to work 30 years with British, very good people. But the way one is able to explain Islam, explain issues that are on the media, that you have an opportunity working with that society, you do not. People will be sat here, they work with colleagues who are English, who do not believe in any God, who think, why do you pray 5 times a day? Why do you go through 18, 19-hour fasts? Why do you punish yourself? They will be asked challenging questions for which you need the knowledge. So the knowledge is one thing. The fact that knowledge has the shine, the spirituality, the essence. How many of us called a plumber to our house? And you realize once they're at work, there's a certain limit to this plumber or a decorator or whatever. And those that have that cut above the rest is because they will have served time under somebody else. This apprenticeship scheme that we have now, the old apprenticeship scheme that many young generation kids don't know about in the school, is slowly being reintroduced. The idea of having one final exam is slowly coming to the last 2 years in school. Before that it was all coursework. Before that it was all the other way. Because the standard is gone. And alongside the standard, the young generation needed somebody to be their sheikh. If you're being a law, studying law, you will have your sheikh, you will have your mentor. They don't call it a sheikh, they're calling a mentor. You'll be carrying bags. If you want to go and be an MP, you will be the secretary for so long. You'll be carrying the bags. You will see people running around the MPs. And in 10 years' time, the same people will be coming into post. So with this knowledge comes companionship. We call that sohbah. We call that tutelage under a sheikh. And people valued this. Islam spread in India. The history of India before the Mughal period in 1526, you had 5 different dynasties ruling. When Muslims got to India, there were 5 different generations, dynasties. There was always this Hindu-Muslim stuff. Then you had the Mughal Empire. And the Mughal Empire did that no empire to date has been able to do in India, and that is rule 90% of it. And to rule India, it's not easy. More than 1 billion people, and by 2026, the population of India will be more than China. Because obviously China believed in 1 child, and India believes in have as many child as you possibly can. So the idea in this world that we live in gets more and more confusing. And if you talk to a young man and say, the shoulder activity, meaning, I don't know what's going on. That how do you give a compass to somebody? How do you give orientation to somebody? How do you give values to somebody? Besides the knowledge of Quran and Hadith, we also need the value of tarbiyah, tutelage, nurturing. Many a times parents are stuck in their house. I don't know how to deal with this child anymore. In the same way, madaris gave tazkiyah. Developing this heart to become stronger with their creator. In today's world, people are missing that bondage with their creator. The love with Rasulullah alayhi salatu wassalam, and that is the whole purpose of this. Once again, I end with the fact that we are so fortunate, and we should continue to do Isal Sawab, and remember in our du'as, Qutub al-Aqtab is a Shaykh Nabarullahu Marqatahu, who's coming here and it becoming blissful. Today we see this, that Madaris alhamdulillah opening in every corner. And as science and technology is moving on, all that's happening is that Allah is providing more and more evidence of whatever's in the Quran and Hadith in front of our eyes. Nothing else. If I open my privacy button, somebody somewhere knows everything that where I am and how long I'm staying there. And we all know this. Quran is on the Day of Judgment is telling us, "Haza kitabuna yantiqu alaykum bil haqq." this is our record of deeds. It is telling you a truth. That the phone is not lying. So in this day and age, we need values. These places give us values. But besides those values, we also need another package. That package which is going to give shine to our heart. And that is only found with the mashayikh. Whoever your shaykh is, whoever your mashayikh is, that's individual. But besides that, that knowledge is never going to have a shine. And upon this, may Allah Rabbul Alameen give us the ability to see the truth as it is and follow it and pursue it and respect our elders, and give us the ability to recognize deceit, lies, roguishness, dishonesty, and folly and batil basically, and keep us away from it. Hazrat Maulana तशरीफ ले आए, जब तक आपको देखा नहीं मैं बोलता रहा, आपको देखा बंद कर दिया आपके इकराम में, ये मेरा शाइन खत्म हो गया।
अच्छा वो हमारे तलबा को तुम्हें भूल ही गया भाई सऊद इस्माइल कहाँ हैं? चलो बोलोगे 5 मिनट आ जाओ। सब इनसे भी बुला थे वो तो जहन से निकल गया था, मेरा जहन से ही निकल गया था। तो ये हमारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं, इंशाल्लाह वो भी आपके सामने 2-3 मिनट के लिए कुछ अपना प्रेजेंटेशन करेंगे। सीधा ये इश्का शरीफ में पढ़ते हैं।
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So just first let's say Jazakallah for everyone for coming today. Alhamdulillah, there's quite a few people here, which is good. So I just want to talk about, just for a short while, about my experience of being in Alim class from the beginning. But just first, I just want to ask, so why do we study? Because Islam places such an emphasis and such a great value on the knowledge itself. So the hadith from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's very short. من سلك طريقا يطلب فيه علما سلك الله له طريقا من طرق الجنة وإن الملائكة لا تدعو الأجنحة رضا لطالب العلم. So whoever asks for the path of the knowledge, and in there is knowledge, and he asks Allah for it, then he gets the paths from the paths of Jannah. And verily the angels spread their wings out of happiness for this person who seeks knowledge. So for every single step, someone who goes out in the path of knowledge, the angels will place their wings underneath their feet. SubhanAllah, very great thing. And also, Islam also is about the details. There's no other religion on the face of this planet that knows so much about details than anything else. Islam will teach you how to mannerisms of walking, how to eat, how to enter the home, how to do things, how to talk to people. No religion does that. And I think it was important for me as I was entering secondary school, because as you enter secondary school, everything changes. So you encounter a lot more people and there's a lot more mixing. And that's exactly the same time I started my Alim class at Zakaria. So at Zakaria, initially there was quite a few of us, and obviously some problems happened and the class was cut down to about 4 people. And then Alhamdulillah, Musa took us on, and there was 4 of us, and we studied at Sheikh for about 2 years. And during all this time, I was at secondary school and we encountered new problems. I think as Musa, as Dr. Mahmoudjani has also already told us, there's quite a few fitna that come across in secondary school that you need to know how to deal with. And I think if without this Alim class experience, or this knowledge I gained earlier on, so it's in first year, you learn so much that I think some people don't actually really realise. You learn so much, you learn how to deal with things. You learn when someone tells you something at school, whether to believe it straight to or whether to actually think for a second and actually think about it. And then, so we went through that, and as I was going through secondary, the problems that they were talking about in school, we were able to come with answers. So the social issues that come up today, we were able to get answers out of madrasa. And so as we were going through school, so then if we fast forward a bit, we're in Masjid Tawfiq, so we've moved about 4 years there. And then, so we've got another problem that all the students will have here, is the GCSEs and the A-levels. So Alhamdulillah, I think all of us in my class has been through it. And it was hard. Like, I'm not going to say it's not hard, it's not easy, I'm not going to say it's easy, but Alhamdulillah, the ustads were quite flexible. So we were able to get study leave if we wanted it, and we were also able to, so some of the lessons were actually cut a bit shorter, and so we were able to catch that stuff up on the weekends. So it was about putting the effort in. So we put a lot of effort in to our actual Alim class, and also the ustads did as well. So we remain committed. I think that's one of the key things that all the students here need to know, that you just need to stay committed. Like no matter what happens, if you can get yourself to mosque, it's good, because you've spent 6 hours at school, you're tired. But mosque is different, madrasa is different. You're not always studying the same things. Yeah, you got your friends at mosque as well, but also it's a fresher mind. You can clear your mind sometimes as well. It's good, it's something different. And alhamdulillah, I was able to do the GCSEs and also the A levels as well. Alhamdulillah, while being at mosque throughout this entire time. And I like to say now, alhamdulillah, because of all the effort we've put in, because it also teaches you different things. So it teaches you like your world life skills as well. Because I was committed to mosque every single day, I knew I had to do my work as well. I knew how to do my mutala for class beforehand. So you become better at organising your time and planning your time. So some people say like, oh, they've always got quite a lot of work to do, and we do have quite a lot of work to do. But if you're able to plan your time and manage your time properly, alhamdulillah, Allah makes it easy for you. Because as long as you keep going, alhamdulillah, Allah makes the path for you. And alhamdulillah, right now I've started uni. I'm in the 2nd term now. Alhamdulillah, I'm studying medicine, and by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I am also about to start my Qari Sharif and my Dora as well last year. Alhamdulillah, I'd just like to say Jazakallah to all my ustads and teachers for putting the effort into me. Also Jazakallah to my parents for also putting a lot of effort into me and Allah keep pushing me on the way. And I'd just like to say that may Allah reward all the parents and all the students for their commitment, as well as the teachers. And may Allah like to make this place, this institute, a place of nur for the community and the entire ummah. Jazakallah khair.
Muhammad Ismail, you want to say something? Eh? He said your stuff. Okay. Before we do, inshallah, Khatam of Mishkat Sharif, we'll have some recitation from Qari Adil Sahab. Qari Adil Sahab is the grandson of Maulana Yusuf Koti Sahab, who is Sheikhul Hadith in London, Madrasa, Kent Madrasa. And mashallah, he recites beautiful Quran. He's been to Egypt and studied Tajweed there as well, mashallah. So you can enjoy his tilawah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولله ملك السماوات والأرض والله على كل شيء قدير. إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار لآيات لأولي الألباب الذين يذكرون الله قياما وقعودا وعلى جنوبهم ويتفكرون يتفكرون في خلق السماوات والأرض ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا ربنا ما خلقت هذا باطلا سبحانك فقنا عذاب النار ربنا إنك من تدخل النار فقد أخزيته وما للظالمين من أنصار ربنا إننا سمعنا مناديا ينادي للإيمان أن آمنوا بربكم فآمنا ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا ربنا فاغفر لنا ذنوبنا وكفر عنا سيئاتنا وتوفنا مع الأبرار وتوفنا مع الأبرار ربنا وآتنا ما وعدتنا على رسلك ولا تخزنا يوم القيامة ولا تخزنا يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد صدق الله العظيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى
ما شاء الله.
وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ألم يجدك يتيما فآوى ووجدك ضالا فهدى ووجدك عائلا فأغنى فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر فأما اليتيم فلا تقهر وأما السائل فلا تنهر وأما بنعمة ربك فحدث صدق الله العظيم
ما شاء الله ما شاء الله ما شاء الله. جزاك الله جزاك الله خيرا. ما شاء الله بارك الله. تكبير تكبير تكبير. ما شاء الله. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give barakat in Alisab's voice, and may Allah protect him from Nazaribat, from the hasad of Hasidin, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all opportunity to listen to him again and again, inshallah. Can the Mishkat boys get you Mishkat kitabs, please? फिर हम खत्म करते हैं इंशाल्लाह. While they bring their kitabs, आगे आ जाओ, सिर्फ किताब लेके आ जाओ. मिशकात ले आओ, सिर्फ काफी है. Just a few announcements while they come with their kitabs. Alhamdulillah, we mentioned in the beginning Shukriya. Shukriya, first of all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is the greatest, Allah is most generous, Allah is most kind, and Allah is the one who takes us from strength to strength. So Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provided this for us. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then we thank all of you parents for your support. We thank our mashayikh, like Dr. Saab was mentioning. Without our teachers and our mashayikh, we are nothing. It is their efforts, hard work, they worked on us. They took us to that stage where we are at the moment. We have to appreciate their efforts, especially our Hazrat Maulana Yusuf Mutala Saab, Damat Barakatum Maddafiyuzum Allah Maratibahum, without whom we would be nothing. May Allah reward him, may Allah elevate his ranks. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him long life, keep his shade over us for a long time with afiyat, safety. Our Mashayikh, Hazrat Shaykh Yunus Sahab, was gone to the mercy of Allah. May Allah shower his rahmah upon his grave. Hazrat Pir Sahab, who's suffering a stroke, is in Medina Munawwara at the moment. May Allah give him long life with good health. May Allah preserve him, protect him, and keep his shadow over us for a long time. Our parents, when we took this task on us, sometimes I think I couldn't have done it without the du'as of my mother. My mother used to make regular du'as for me at Tahajjud time. And she was support behind me. And she was always constantly on the phone. You know, sometimes our mothers nag us as well. But we have to take, but we know she's got concern. She's got that feeling, she wants me to move forward. And she knows what I was going through. And she was really worried, she was crying her eyes out more than me. And it is her du'as which kept me going, alhamdulillah. So मैं अपनी माँ का शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ. माँ की दुआ के बगैर कुछ नहीं. ये सब माँ की दुआ की बरकत है. अल्लाह पाक हमारी वालिदा का साया भी हमारे सर पर कायम रखे और उनकी दुआओं को हमारे लिए जारी और सारी रखे. और उसके बाद हमारे ये दोस्त अहबाब जिन्होंने हमको सहारा दिया, साथ दिया. हम लंदन गए, वहाँ पर दोस्त हमारे साथ घूमे फिरे. मौलाना यूनुस वाला साहब अल्लाह उनको जज़ाए खैर दे. साउथहैम्पटन पोर्ट्समouth गए, मौलाना असजद साहब, मौलाना मुफ्ती लियाकत साहब और हमारे साथ दिया. और वहाँ पर हमारे दोस्त हैं, हाफिज यासीन हैं, हाफिज खालिद हैं, हाफिज शुएब हैं, हमारे हाफिज सिराज साहब हैं. ये पूरी फैमिली इन्होंने बहुत सहारा दिया. अल्लाह इनको जज़ाए खैर दे. और भी दोस्त अहबाब हैं, सबका नाम इस वक्त मुझे याद भी नहीं आ रहा. मैं इन सबका शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ. अल्लाह इनको इनकी मोहब्बत का बदला दुनिया में भी दे, आखिरत में भी दे. अल्लाह इनकी नस्लों में दीन और ईमान को हमेशा के लिए जिंदा रखे, ताबिंदा रखे, कायम रखे. अल्लाह पाक इनको दुनिया में भी दे, आखिरत में भी दे. अल्लाह इन सबसे राजी और खुश हो जाए. इसके अलावा students are here as parents, like our friend Saud, Maulana Saud Sahab, Sheikh Saud Sahab, because he's going to become Maulana. He just mentioned to you that for parents, you have to work hard on your children and give them the support which they need. Sometimes kids misbehave and they don't come on time, and they cheat, lie to parents as well. They come from home, mess around somewhere, they come to madrasa late. Why do you come late? Oh, Madrasa, I had junior and this, that. So parents have to be very careful. If you can bring your kid yourself, then do that. Bring him here yourself, drop him off now. Alhamdulillah, we've got our own site now. They can't run around here. So keep that in mind. Parents, your duty. And make sure they sit down at home and study. For the kids, please, take your alim class serious. Don't take it light. If you want to take it light and you don't want to study, then you might as well let others study. But don't disturb others. So we don't want to take any drastic action, but sometimes we get to a boiling point. The asatiza, the teachers, they come up with shikayat to me. My son Maulana Safwan Sahab, and this is happening, that this boy is not working. So we say, please, calm the boy down. Try to keep things under control. But now, you will have to be more careful now. So, this is something. With regards to the rules, regulation, over here at this no new place, first rule is no chewing gums. Because I don't want all the corridors and outside littered with chewing gum everywhere, stuck under the patla and everywhere. If you bring chewing gum, then first warning and then confiscated, and you will be on report. Number 2, no mobile phones. And that's for both students and teachers. Please don't bring mobile phones. Teachers who bring mobile phone, will request them to put in the office. We have office now, we'll keep 2 boxes and you keep your mobiles there. When you finish, then you take them when you leave. With regards to dress, we want to have Islamic dress. Where alhamdulillah kids wear kafni, jubba, but with regards to topis, sometimes they're a bit lax. So they don't wear topi and they put their hooded jacket on, or people hooded jacket pen ke baithte hain. But you're becoming an alim now. So when you're becoming alim, you have to behave like an alim. You're going to be an alim, a scholar. You're going to get that knowledge of ilm deen in your heart and mind. So you have to be very careful in the Islamic dress as well. And also, punctuality is necessary. Sometimes kids skive off as well. So please don't do that. And also with namaz as well. You're becoming alim now. Many of you are will be Som 3rd year now. So you have to be very careful about your 5 daily namaz. Fajr, Zohar, Asr, Maghrib, Isha. Imam Shafi Rahmatullah alayhi's couplet, everybody knows, I'll just translate it. He says that, I said to my teacher, Waqi ibn al-Jarrah, that my memory is weak. How can I sharpen my memory and I can retain and remember everything? So my Ustad told me that, don't sin. Avoid sins. Because ilm is nur of Allah, and nur of Allah does not penetrate that heart which is filled with sins. So if you are sinning, you have disobedience in your heart and mind, then the nur and the light of ilm will not enter in your heart. So not praying namaz is a major sin. So if you don't pray Fajr, if you don't pray Zohar, if you don't pray Asr, Maghrib, Isha, if you don't do your Ghusl Janabat properly, if you are napak during the day and you come to the madrasa in the Janabat state, then you're not going to gain anything. So you have to be pak, clean, you have to pray namaz properly, and you have to avoid the sins of the eyes, sins of the ears, sins of the tongue. Behave properly, then the nur of ilm will enter and penetrate into your hearts. So keep these few things in mind, and inshallah, if students study with the proper mentality, inshallah they'll progress. You know, there's lots of good out there. I can see in these youngsters. There are many, alhamdulillah, progressing, working really hard, and as you will see, we will announce the results out in a few minutes, and you will see, alhamdulillah, kids are progressing. There's lots of good out there. And alhamdulillah, you know, this is for the locals from Bolton. Your kids will benefit. We'll have a beautiful generation here, inshallah. So we want, you know, your kids. You know, this morning उर्दू में किसी ने ये भेजा था कि मुझे ये परेशानी नहीं कि हमारे जवान खराब हो रहे हैं, बिगड़ रहे हैं. मुझे ये डर लग रहा है कि ये जो बिगड़े हुए जवान हैं ये हमारे आने वाली नस्लों के बाप बनेंगे, तो उनका क्या हाल होगा, इसलिए मुझे डर लग रहा है. The irony is not that our youth is going off track and doing bad stuff. The irony is that these youth are going to become the parents of the generation that's going to follow. So what's going to happen to the next generation? So we have to worry about this generation. We want to keep our youngsters on track. And this is why we are making this effort, that our local, you know, community can benefit. And inshallah, with this, we'll be having some, you know, lectures and some durus and lessons online as well. And we're going to use this for our Tafseer Raheemi website. You know, the parent organization of this institute is tafseerraheemi.com. Our, alhamdulillah, the website has been running for last 14-15 years, alhamdulillah. So we registered it as a charity 2 years ago, and alhamdulillah, we bought this property under tafseerraheemi.com. And this center is Hulton Lane Center for Education, HLC, and the madrasa that is going to take place is the Raheemi Academy. So this is how, you know, things are going on. So we want these things to move forward, and we want this benefit of this ilm to reach not only Bolton, outside Bolton, in the other areas as well. Alhamdulillah, at the moment this program is going on live, and people around the country and around the world are listening to us. So we want them to benefit as well. So we'll have these regular programs from here, and if these youngsters, you know, progress and they flourish, inshallah, they will be the one who can take this message forward around the world, inshallah. They can be beacons of light for everyone around the world. We will try to make them, inshallah, great alims and muftis, and, you know, specialize in the field of their interest, and then they can benefit the community, inshallah. So alhamdulillah, this is how we want things to progress. Alhamdulillah, as you see, you've been around, the rooms have been furnished, carpets everywhere. This room was not carpeted. I'm sorry, we tried our best, but for some reason it got delayed. And I didn't want to delay it any longer. We wanted to just start. So this is why I'm sorry if you are a bit uncomfortable, but inshallah within 2 weeks we'll have nice carpet over here as well, and inshallah everything will be ready. We're going to have some youth club as well. That's why you see some pool table, tennis, and football over here. On the weekends, we want youngsters to come and use this, benefit from here, spend their time over here rather than sitting at home doing nothing. We'll have, you know, tuitions in the weekends as well, Saturday, Sunday. We're looking for some teachers who can give tuitions, inshallah, to boys and girls. Tuition classes will be over here as well for GCSE A levels. And I was mentioning to Dr. Mahmood Saab, we'll have tuition classes for alim class as well. If some alim class boys want tuition, they can come Saturday, Sunday. We'll provide tuition for them as well, inshallah. So, inshallah, we're going to try and use this for the better as much as we can. So, these are a few things which we wanted to you to keep in mind. And Jazakallah to all of you for coming down. Now we will read, alhamdulillah, these Mishkah Sharif lessons started 1.5 years ago. We were going to finish the Mishkah Sharif in September, but then things got a bit here and there. So, alhamdulillah, the Asatiza said, we give mashwara that we take it forward to December. We will have 1.5 year of Mishkat and then 1.5 year of Dora. That's why in December we alhamdulillah finished our lessons, and now from next week these boys will be going into Dora. I was thinking of starting Bukhari Sharif as well, but I'm a bit hesitant. I'm not worthy of it. Maybe we'll call in some of our mashayikh who can come and start Bukhari Sharif, or we'll just start from middle somewhere, and we'll keep after the carpet is done, we'll keep an umumi jalsa. This is not an umumi jalsa. This is just special for parents and pupils and family and friends who donated, supported. We only call them. And umumi jalsa general, inshallah we'll have it later on at a later date when the carpets and everything is ready. So this is why I was thinking, just to get some barakat of Hadith Sharif, we'll have khatam of Mishkah Sharif, and after the khatam, inshallah, we'll have your parents' evening and lunch as well. And if mashwara is done, everybody do wuzu, asar time starts. I think we'll pray asar first, then have lunch, and then have parents' evening. Parents, you will be able to talk to your teachers, and we'll give you a schedule of how it's going to take place. Wait, Mishkah Sharif. Wallo akhi Yusuf, Ismail.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وعن بهز بن حكيم عن أبيه عن جده أنه سمع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول في قوله تعالى: كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس، قال: أنتم تتمون 70 أمة أنتم خيرها وأكرمها على الله تعالى. رواه الترمذي وابن ماجه والدارمي، وقال الترمذي: هذا حديث حسن.
Jazakallah khair. This is the last hadith of Mishkatul Masabih. Mishkatul Masabih is a beautiful compilation of hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It has just 40 less than 6,000 hadiths in the whole kitab, 5,940 hadiths. And these students have been studying them. I myself taught the first part. My brother Maulana Abdul Hafiz Sahab taught the second part. And during the course of the teaching, now sometimes I have to travel abroad. And the thing I hate is for a student to be sitting there with no teacher. So I've always tried that whenever I go abroad, I replace someone who looks after my lessons. Maulana Mahmood Sahab helped with Jalalain lessons, and Maulana Ismail Matadar Sahab helped with my Mishkat lessons. So there was not a single day in which the students would be sitting, even if I'm not here. So alhamdulillah, the Mishkat Sharif was taught by Maulana Ismail Matadar Sahab as well from Lakman Road. And we have other teachers, Maulana Junaid and Maulana Surullah Sahab was teaching Jalalain Sharif, alhamdulillah, from Surah Al-Shu'ara till the end. And we have Maulana Yusuf as well, who teaches my Quduri lessons when I'm not here. So alhamdulillah, all the lessons are taken care of. We completed Mishkat, alhamdulillah, all hadiths have been taught. Alhamdulillah, this is the last hadith which we have read. I don't want to go into too much details, but the hadith is saying, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam recited the verse, كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. You have been the best of nations who have been produced for people. You instruct people to do good and forbid evil, and you believe in Allah, meaning in the way you should believe. He recited this verse and then he explained the meaning of kuntum khayra ummati. You are the best of nations. He said this means antum tutimmuna sab'ina ummatan. You will be completing 70 nations. Antum khayruha wa akramuha ala Allah. You are the best of them and the most honorable in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Narrated by Imam Tirmizi, Imam Ibn Majah, Imam Darimi, and Imam Tirmizi rahmatullahi alayhi said, هذا حديث حسن. This is a beautiful hadith. Book concludes on hadithun hasanun. Mishkat Sharif is also kitabun hasanun. Beautiful kitab. That's the last word. Maybe Barat Ikhtitam, which our Mashayikh mentioned. Kuntum khayra ummatin. Kuntum, meaning kuntum fi ilmillah, in the knowledge of Allah, in the book of Allah, in the Lawh Mahfuz, you have always been written as khayra ummah, the best of nations. Ukhrijat linnas, who have been brought out for people, meaning the reason for that is ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhawna 'anil munkar wa tu'minuna billah. You have among you ulama, sulaha, mashayikh, who are always trying the best to get the best for the community, teaching them what is good and teaching them what is wrong, how to behave properly, how to avoid bad things. Because of that, you are the best. Otherwise, previous nations, they used to say, Hum kya jane, Allah jane, unka kaam jane. They even said to Musa alayhi salam, Izhab anta wa rabbuk faqatila inna hauna qa'idun. You go with your Rabb and fight in the path of Allah. We are just sitting here, we're not going to come with you. This was their habit. كانوا لا يتناهون عن منكر فعلوه لبئس ما كانوا يفعلون. So Allah said, you are the best ummah because of this amr bil ma'ruf and because of this nahi anil munkar. As long as you keep doing that, you will be khayru ummatin ukhrijat linnas. Now, why is this khayru ummatin ukhrijat linnas? Sahib Qasida Budra explained it beautifully. He said, لما دعا الله داعينا لطاعته بأكرم الرسل كنا أكرم الأمم. When Allah labeled our Prophet ﷺ, who called us towards Allah's obedience, as the most noble Prophet, we became the most noble ummah. We have the best Prophet, that's why we are the best ummah. This is kuntum khayra ummatin. And then Huzur Kareem sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Antum tutimmuna sab'ina ummatan. You will be completing 70 ummats. This 70 could be tahdeed or for taksir. Both could be taken into account. Tahdeed means exactly 70 nations. Now previous ummats were plenty, more than 70. But they were small and large in amount. So 70 major ummats, like Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, Sulaiman alayhi salam, Dawood alayhi salam, Ibrahim alayhi salam, and then Nuh alayhi salam, Hud alayhi salam, Salih alayhi salam, their ummats, if you total calculate all of them, they amount to 70 major nations. Or number two, sab'ina could be for taksir. It means plenty. Like in tastaghfir lahum sab'ina marratan falan yaghfir Allahu lahum, any plenty of time. So there have been plenty, many ummats, but the best of all those ummats are you. And when he was saying you, he didn't just mean the Sahaba, he meant his whole ummah until the day of Qiyamah. And everybody is included in this khayr ummah. As long as you have this amr bil ma'ruf, nahi anil munkar, may Allah give us tawfiq to do this until the day of Qiyamah. So he said, Antum tutimmuna sab'ina ummatan. Antum khayruha wa akramuha Allah. You are the best of them and the most noble of them in the eyes of Allah. Allah Pak has given this. You know, ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, previous prophets wanted to be included in this ummah. Hazrat Musa alayhi salam made dua. Hazrat Isa alayhi salam made dua to be among the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah accepted Hazrat Isa alayhi salam's dua, and Allah raised Isa alayhi salam high above the heavens. And before the day of Qiyamah, he will come, he will finish off the Dajjal. And then he will be part of the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He will not come as a Nabi, he will come as an ummati. This is why he will pray behind Imam Mahdi as long as Imam Mahdi is alive, according to one riwayah. So Imam Mahdi will lead salat for 1 year, and then he will die, and then Isa alayhi salam will start leading the salah. He will prove that today I have not come as a mustaqil, a new prophet and Nabi, I have come as a follower of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this is the meaning of the hadith. And this is why most people to enter Jannah will be from ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In one hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Ahlul Jannati miyatun wa ishruna saffan, lakum minha thamanuna saffan. The people of Jannah will be standing in massive, huge rows and lines, ready to enter Jannah. There will be 120 rows, 80 rows will be of my ummah. Meaning 2/3 of Jannah will be filled by ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the other 1/3 by the previous generations. So this is why Ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the largest ummah, is the best, and is the most noble in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is how this kitab Mishkat al-Masabih comes to a close. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to study hadith as it should be studied. May Allah give these students the barakat and the nur of hadith sharif, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with us. We'll make short dua and then I will announce results, and then inshallah we'll pray asr namaz and then we'll eat. I think that'll be best for us. ठीक है जी, क्योंकि सबका वुजू भी है, दोबारा वुजू नहीं करना पड़ेगा. दुरूद शरीफ पढ़ लो. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. اللهم لك الحمد ولك الشكر. اللهم لا نحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. رب اغفر وارحم وأنت خير الراحمين. اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما. اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا وعملا صالحا ورزقا حلالا طيبا واسعا وشفاء من كل داء. या अरहमर राहिमीन, महज अपने फजल व करम से हम सब की मग़फ़िरत फरमा दीजिए, पूरी उम्मत की मग़फ़िरत फरमा दीजिए, पूरी उम्मत पर रहम कर दीजिए, करम कर दीजिए, माफ़ फरमा दीजिए, हिदायत के फ़ैसले फरमाइए, खैर व बरकत से मालामाल फरमाइए, शर और बुराई से हिफाजत फरमाइए, हर किस्म के छोटे बड़े फितरों से हिफाजत फरमाइए. परवरदिगार आलम, इस वक्त जो मिशकात शरीफ का ख़त्म हुआ इसको भी कबूल फरमाइए. इन बच्चों को इल्म नाफ़े अता फरमाइए, अमल सालिह की तौफ़ीक़ अता फरमाइए, रिज़्क़ वासे नसीब फरमाइए. इनके फ्यूचर मुस्तक़बिल को बेहतर बनाइए, इनको दीन के दाई और खादिम बनाइए. और या अल्लाह, जो बच्चे पढ़ रहे हैं उन सबको इल्म नाफ़े अता फरमाइए. या अल्लाह, आपने ये जगह इनायत फरमाई है, ये महज आपकी मेहरबानी और कुछ नहीं है. 3 महीने में सब काम हो गया, ये आपकी मेहरबानी के सिवा कुछ नहीं है. या अल्लाह, आपका करम, आपकी मेहरबानी, आपका फजल. या अल्लाह, आप ही अब इस जगह का हक अदा करने की तौफीक अता फरमाइए और इसको आपके दीन की खिदमत के लिए कबूल फरमाइए. और जिन्होंने इसके लिए हमारी मदद फरमाई उन सबको दामे दिरमे सुखने सबको जज़ाए खैर अता फरमाइए. अपनी शान शान को बेहतरीन बदला अता फरमाइए. अल्लाह, इस जगह को हमारी नौजवान नस्लों के दीन और ईमान की हिफाजत के लिए कबूल फरमाइए. और या अल्लाह, हमारी टूटी फूटी दुआएं सुन लीजिए. या अल्लाह, डॉक्टर महमूद साहब को भी जज़ाए खैर अता फरमाइए और भी जिन्होंने इसकी तैयारी में हिस्सा लिया, हमारी मदद की, हमको सहारा दिया, हमको सपोर्ट किया, उन सबको या अल्लाह जज़ाए खैर अता फरमाइए. जो पेरेंट्स आए हुए हैं, जो माएँ बहनें आई हुई हैं, उन सबको भी जज़ाए खैर अता फरमाइए. हमारी नस्लों के लिए दीन और ईमान के बका और आगे बढ़ने के फैसले फरमाइए. हमारी नस्लों की दीन भी दुरुस्त फरमाइए और दुनिया भी दुरुस्त फरमाइए. हमारे सब मशाइख को जज़ाए खैर अता फरमाइए, मरहूमीन की मग़फ़िरत फरमाइए, हमारे वालिद साहब की मग़फ़िरत फरमाइए, हज़रत शेख यूनुस साहब के दर्जात बुलंद फरमाइए, सब मशाइख के दर्जात बुलंद फरमाइए. हमारी वालिदा साहिबा को सेहत और आफ़ियत तंदुरुस्ती अता फरमाइए, उनका साया सर पर कायम फरमाइए. हमारे भाई बहनों की भी मग़फ़िरत फरमाइए, सबको जज़ाए खैर अता फरमाइए. या अल्लाह, हमारे वालिदैन की मग़फ़िरत फरमाइए, बीवी बच्चों की मग़फ़िरत फरमाइए, भाई बहनों की, रिश्तेदारों की, दोस्त अहबाब की, मुताल्लिक़ीन की, मुतवस्सिलीन की, मोहब्बत रखने वालों की मग़फ़िरत फरमाइए. हम सबको हर वो खैर अता फरमाइए जो आपके पाक प्यारे हबीब सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने आपसे मांगी है, और हर उस शर से पनाह नसीब फरमाइए जिससे उन्होंने आपकी पनाह मांगी है. रब्बना तक़ब्बल मिन्ना इन्नका अंतस समीउल अलीम व तुब अलैना इन्नका अंतत तव्वाबुर रहीम. व सल्लल्लाहु व सल्लिम अला सय्यिदिना मुहम्मद व आलिहि व सहाबिहि अजमईन बिरहमतिका या रब्बल आलमीन. Please stay where you are. I'm just going to announce some results. Okay, जल्दी we'll start from the first year. Okay, first year में third place was for मोहम्मद ताहा खान. कौन है मोहम्मद ताहा खान? खड़े हो जाओ भाई, आ जाओ, इधर आ जाओ. माशाल्लाह, गुड बॉय. मौलाना अब्दुल हफीज साहब will give you your certificate and we have some gift vouchers for them, so they can buy whatever they want. Okay, third is Muhammad Taha Khan, second is Muhammad Taylor, and first is Umar Ahmed. आ जाओ भाई, जल्दी आ जाओ, come forward quickly. Muhammad Taylor, take your certificate and your voucher. And Umar Ahmed, come forward. MashaAllah, good boy. Thank you for working hard. May Allah give you progress. और देख, मस्ती मत करना, तू शरारत बहुत करता है, ध्यान से पढ़ना है. अच्छा जी, second year. Third is Hamza Ugradar. Come forward, MashaAllah, जल्दी. Second is Abu Bakr Desai. And third is Ahmad Gangar. First. आ जाओ भाई, अपने अपने रिजल्ट ले लो, अपनी प्राइस ले लो. Third year, Third is Mudassir Shah. Where is Mudassir? If you don't come, if he's not here, जमात में है ना, यहाँ होना चाहिए था, जमात में आइंदे हफ्ते भी जा सकते थे. अब इनका प्रेजेंट नेक्स्ट को दे दिया जाए, अगर वो भी ना हो तो उसके बाद वाले को. हमजा उंद्रे भी नहीं है. जैद सीडाट, you came fifth, but you're taking the present off. क्यों कर रहे हो? क्या मशवरा है? दे दें. हाँ, हमारा तो कसूर नहीं, उनको यहाँ आना चाहिए, हाजिरी देनी चाहिए. आपका मुदस्सिर पहला नंबर आ सकता है, लेकिन उसका प्रॉब्लम हाजिरी का है. अब देखो रिजल्ट में भी तीसरे नंबर पे आया, हालांकि यू शुड बी फर्स्ट. आ जाओ जैद, ले जाओ मुदस्सिर का प्रेजेंट. जैद कोटवाल, एक मिनट, जैद कोटवाल है कि नहीं? हाँ, वरना उसका भी जाएगा. हमजा आदम किधर है? कम भाई हमजा आदम, माशाल्लाह. हमजा आदम इज क्वाइट बॉय and he studies hard. He's come first in his class. He learns his sabak properly. I teach him Quduri. There's not been a day when I had to shout at him. He's always learned his lesson. MashaAllah. Good boy. Zaid is also very bright, MashaAllah. May Allah give him ilmi nafi. MashaAllah. In Mishkat class, Saud Mullah, आपका third prize है. Sharif Bhai, second prize. MashaAllah, Sharif Bhai is come from France. He's doing his work. He works in the evening and he studies as well. He said, I'm going to reduce my work hours and I'm going to finish my studies. So make dua, Allah gives him barakah in his studies and in his work as well. Sharif Bhai, because he is Arab, so you don't need to sit in Arabiya World Dome. So, Bichara, when he come to study, he sat with the small boys in Arabiya World Dome. So I said to my brother, why is Sharif Bhai sitting there? He said, I want to study now. I said, call him. We took his test. You know now in Arabic, you really speak Arabic first class. So उनको बिठा दिया हमने हिदाया की क्लास में. हिदाया पढ़ ली, मिशकात पढ़ ली, अब दोहरा पढ़ लेंगे इंशाल्लाह. और फर्स्ट नंबर इज मोहम्मद यूसुफ. आ जाओ, मोहम्मद यूसुफ मिल गया माशाल्लाह. मोहम्मद यूसुफ, very hard working young man, माशाल्लाह, with college, uni, माशाल्लाह, he works. You heard his ibarat, no mistake, alhamdulillah, proper. May Allah give him barakah in his ilm and amal and accept him for the khidmat of deen. अच्छा, now food is ready. You know, I think पहले असर पढ़ लें. क्या मशवरा है भाई? ज़ाम्बिया टीम खड़ी प्रे असर टाइम हो गया. प्लीज 2 minutes. असर की नमाज में तो ज्यादा देर नहीं लगी, चुपचाप खामोश नमाज है, बहुत जल्दी हो जाएगी. Okay, before that I'm going to just tell the parents evening plan. That for parents evening, you know, the ulama, you will be eating in the room in front of you and the elders in the other room, and for the others we will have over here in the same where we are praying namaz, we'll be at the dastakhan over here and feed you over here. Sheikh Mustafa is here as well, mashallah. Sheikh Mustafa, I didn't see you. You should come forward. Should have given us some speech. Jazakallah Sheikh Mustafa. पहला खाई लो, चलो भाई पहले खाना खा ले. लेकिन भाई, ओ भाई, फिर वुजू का प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगा. पढ़ लें तो नमाज जल्दी. अब एक मिनट. Oh, just one second.